I'll tell you, I'm proud of being from Los Banos. I'm not just saying that. I've tried to start that hashtag, center of the universe. I don't know if it's caught on yet. But if I think, you know, whatever I've been blessed to do, it all started here. And this place is such a big part of who I am. It's not that the land or the geography is special, even though it is. It's the people. There's something about growing up in a place like this where everybody invests in your life, and they're cheering for you, and it's really like one team when you're from a small town. And I just love getting out and about and meeting people. No matter where I go, somehow I can trace it back to Los Banos.
That is so good.
Every town, every city has its hot spots and hidden gems. Join us as we travel the back roads and the main highways, sharing the untold stories behind the food, drink, culture, and notable people that make up these unique treasures. Come on, let's dine out along the road.
If you've seen John Madden on a football broadcast, you know how much he likes to talk about food. But did you know one of this eager eater's favorite restaurants is right in your backyard? When Sports Illustrated asked Madden his favorite places in America to stop, he mentioned wool growers in Los Banos.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I mean, you want to, if you want to put on the feed bag, and if you're a fork man, you want to go to wool growers in Los Banos. Every time I go, I think that the next thing I get is the last thing I'm going to get, so I eat too much of it, and they keep bringing stuff. And you wonder where all that food goes, and it's all good.
There's a few restaurants in California, when you think about them, there's a direct connection to the town. And when you think about Los Banos, you think about wool growers, right?
Of course.
How important is that to you that you maintain the integrity of this great cuisine in this restaurant?
It is very important because I believe that this is like a second home for the community. It's a landmark, it's an icon, it's an institution. It's been here for more than 100 years. Everybody that comes here is not just a regular customer. You know, they have like an ownership to this place. Cheers.
Cheers to you. This is a perfect lunch for me. Just a steak, sandwich, fries. That steak is cooked perfectly. You just take a bite and it just evaporates in your mouth. That's really good. Cooked lamb, prepared well, is one of my favorite things to eat. That is so delicious. Really good. Fresh tomatoes.
What do you think about the dressing?
Awesome. Fantastic. Great flavor. It's a hint of garlic, you know, the creaminess of it. It's perfect complement to the salad. I'm in heaven.
Let's have a salute to the wool growers.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Salute.
Salute. Walk to the cuisine a little bit. So this is a traditional Basque soup, right?
Soup, yes.
Yeah.
First we get the soup and the beans. It's a vegetable soup.
That's delicious. Super fresh. Very, very perfectly
Great, I love it.
savory.
So what they do here, actually, they add the beans to the soup.
A little bit like that?
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
a great idea.
That's perfect.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
'Cause
so I didn't know about that
Yeah.
at first.
I love soup and I love beans.
I love to sit down with the regulars here just to see how everything's going, and they told me this is how you're supposed to do it.
Better that way.
It is better that way,
Better
yeah.
that way. Gosh, that's so good. Ooh. Oh, this is your famous lamb stew.
Definitely. It has potatoes, carrots.
Wow.
We do some bay leaves and the secret sauce. I eat this almost every day.
Do you really?
And I love it.
Do you
And
really?
I love it.
Is this your favorite?
This is, I would say this is my favorite.
Wow. That is really good.
It is. This is,
What amazing
people come
food.
from all over the place just for this.
This is one of your favorite things.
This is, yes.
Oh. These are lamb
chops.
with garlic. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. That is so good. Simple, just a little accompaniment of garlic. Oh my God, that's so good.
Pork chops
What?
are also a #1.
How about we switch?
Or you can
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of mine. Take a lamb chop. Yeah. You got it. We're all family here.
just like at home.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Desiree. Happy birthday to you. Now we're gonna do it back. Soriona Suri, Soriona Suri, Soriona Desiree, Soriona Suri.
That's awesome. To Los Banos.
To Los
Los
Banos.
Banos.
Salud.
Salud.
Salud. Salud.
Salud.
Maria Montasaya. Good morning, good morning. Sig, come on, buddy, come on. I got the big one for you in the corner over there. I got the, good, how are you, honey? How's it going? Got the big booth in the corner.
When traveling down the 152, a must stop is Edie's famous cafe, known for delicious homemade salsa, biscuits and gravy, and not to be missed, cinnamon roll French toast, all served in a warm, friendly atmosphere. One of my favorite things to eat anywhere at any time is biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy.
In the South, in the North, in the East, anywhere, I just love biscuits and gravy.
You know, my wife and my mother-in-law, you know, that's my mother-in-law's recipe.
The gravy is great. What's is that a sausage in there? Some sort of a
Yes,
sausage
homemade
in it?
sausage
Oh
put
man.
in there.
You know, one of the things I love about family-run businesses, Larry, is that they all have a really interesting philosophy about how they run their place. What's yours?
I always focus on my employees, make sure everybody's working together, make sure everybody's happy, everybody's getting along, because it all passes on to the customer. And I've always told my people when I hire a new waitress, I've always taught them, when people come to Eddie's, I want you to treat them like they came to your house for dinner. And that's how, you know, we've been here 40 years because of basically good service and taking care of people.
In 40 years, what are you most proud of?
Oh, that's a hard question, Noah. That's a hard question there. I guess I'm most proud of being able to serve and satisfy a lot of people that come through the area. I enjoy, like I say, pleasing people, taking care of people. And when they come to your restaurant and they leave and the guy tells you, you know what, Larry, that's the best breakfast I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I've eaten all over the place. That's the best one. You know, things like that.
Yeah. This is one of the things that I was just staring at here when you brought it in here. This is your, what kind of omelet is this?
That's a homemade chili verde omelet.
Wow.
And that's done.
Should we put some of your homemade salsa on it?
Yes.
Yeah?
That's the best
What's
way
in
to
your
have it.
salsa? This looks awesome.
We just do a little bell peppers, onions, tomatillas, a little garlic, and we make it fresh. Taste that meat. The chili verde is awesome.
Oh, that's so good. You can't eat an omelet without salsa. I think they're just like harmoniously great partners.
Yes.
That is so delicious. Thanks, Larry. I love your food, and I'll be back.
Ray, I appreciate you coming by, and I
Thank you.
appreciate the show, and
Thank
I'm looking forward to seeing myself on TV now.
The Milliken Museum provides you with a glimpse back in time to the beginning of Los Banos. Artifacts, journals, and artwork pay homage to the multicultural history of this diverse community. I love the story about how Los Banos was named. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we are on the west side of the valley here, and so we do have ties with over the coastal range, and in particular with the mission at San Juan Bautista, and where the San Juan Bautista Padres and some of the conquistadors used to come over into this part of the valley for two purposes. One was to see if there was a site to put a mission in the valley, and the second was to encourage Native Americans to go back over to the mission San Juan Bautista. Well, the route that they ultimately used was a watershed in a creek, and they used to bathe in the creek, and so the creek became known as Los Banos de Padre Arroyo. And so that's where the name Los Banos comes from, was the San Juan Bautista Padre Arroyo, who came from San Juan Bautista out to the valley through the creek.
One of the things that I'm so fascinated about this area is the diversity of culture and the migration of different cultures here at the turn of the century. Who was moving here to this area back then?
Yeah, well, Los Banos is a true melting pot. In the 1850s and 60s, we had some Basque people moving in, and then in the 1860s and 70s, we had some Italians moving in. We had the Hispanic community already here from, the Californio days, in the earlier days, and Portuguese moved in after the railroad came through, primarily for the dairy industry. They developed the dairy industry, and once the railroad came through, they were able to ship their milk out. And so Basque, Italian, Portuguese, Hispanic, Northern European, a true melting pot.
Good beer, good people, good times. Paraiso Brewery. Here, brewmaster Jesse De La Paz incorporates unique ingredients from hibiscus to jalapenos, creating craft beers to please many palates.
How in the world did you get the idea of starting a cool brewery like this?
Well, this is my passion. One year for Father's Day, I decided to buy myself a home brew system, just to try something different. So I tried that, and I just fell in love with the whole science and there's millions of different ways of making beer, and I kept it going. So I started making beer in the garage, and they called the cops on me thinking I was making meth or something. I don't know what was going on. But the cops got there and said, "Oh, this is legal. It's a new hobby going on." I pretty much came in not knowing what I was doing, scared, but we're here now, making different types of beers and just different unique stuff.
And I love what you're doing with dry hops. You're infusing a lot of local ingredients from the Central Valley, right?
Of course. You kind of have to get local ingredients because that's the freshest you're going to get anywhere. So we use a lot of local honey, a lot of local fruits, a lot of different stuff that no one's really doing. Like we have the jalapeno cucumber beer, and that's a roasted jalapeno. Hibiscus beer, we're making mango beer. We're making anything you can think of. I'm just messing around with it and making flight batches or just small batches to see if people like them. If they like them, then we go big. If not, then we just leave it alone.
What's the craziest thing you've ever tried to blend with?
Bacon.
What?
I tried making a bacon beer. It was horrible, but I tried. Yeah, so that didn't work out too well.
Yeah, but you would think everything goes with bacon. Yeah. Leather goes with bacon.
Of course, yeah.
These are fantastic. Walk me through this flight of beer.
The Juicy Booty is number 10. It's a New England style IPA. It's citrus flavor. That one's extremely refreshing.
Very light.
7.8%.
Yeah, and it's not super hoppy.
It's delicious.
It is really delicious. A lot of citrus notes in that. Yeah, that's great. That's delicious.
That's one of our favorite ones.
Yeah, this looks like an IPA here, right?
The Holy Hops, and this one has honey in it. Those are one of the ones that he makes all the time is the Holy Hops. This last time he made it with honey. Adds that sweetness to it. It's a double IPA at 9.5%.
This one has this gorgeous sort of like golden color to it. What's this one?
That's a Pepino Peligroso. It's a cucumber jalapeno lager.
Oh, this is one I've been wanting to try.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I saw it on the board, infused with cucumber and jalapeno.
The jalapeno comes out more when it gets warmer, to me, in my opinion.
It actually tastes like a smoked jalapeno.
Oh,
like
yeah?
you smoked it. I mean, it's got this sort of warm, smoky, delicious taste on the back
very
end.
cool.
And it's right on the finish.
Yeah.
Really delicious.
And
I like
crisp,
this
huh?
one. Yes,
Yeah.
very. And this is your last in your flight?
That one's the chocolate milk stout, and it's one of our most popular stouts. I always want to put ice cream into it to make it, chocolate milk stout, milkshake.
That's good.
A lot of people like it.
Oh my gosh, smooth. It's like almost like a cool coffee.
Yeah.
It tastes really delicious, like a really cool iced coffee beer.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold beer and a jalapeno popper. I mean, come on.
These are our unique ones. They're fresh jalapenos with a little cream cheese and cheddar on top. We have pizzas. We have bacon-wrapped hot dogs. A couple of hot sandwiches, because you need something in your belly if you're gonna be drinking this kind of beer. It's pretty strong stuff.
Yeah, that cold beer like that with those jalapenos, those are right on. Those are so good, delicious. These aren't super charred off, so they're still gonna have their bite.
They have the bite, but they're not super overdone. Not fried or anything.
When you fry them and you cook them too much, it's gonna lose that flavor.
Yeah.
These are like a real McCoy right here.
Good stuff.
Fire. Do you know what I love about the restaurants in Los Banos is it's kind of true about a lot of small cities. It just, when you walk into these locations, you feel like you're just an extension of the family, right? I mean, don't you feel like that when you walk into these places?
That's what makes all of them. And when you walk in and you know the owner and you know Hot City Barbecue is a pit
You've been
stop.
here, haven't you?
Oh, who hasn't?
What's your favorite?
I'd have to go with the pork ribs.
Yeah.
The beef ribs are pretty tasty too.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I don't like. That's the problem, is what are you gonna have today?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I send everybody here, and I always have, because as you say, you're part of the family, and then the pride that they take in their food. You know, it's not just a customer and a sale, it's, we really want you to feel like you're part of our family and come back, and we do.
Hot City Barbecue certainly delivers on their motto, everything is delicious. From mouth-watering beef and pork ribs, chicken, tri-tip, everything is slow cooked to perfection and homemade.
I tell you can smell the barbecue down the street. What kind of barbecue you're cooking here? Because, you know, you got Memphis, you got North Carolina, you got Texas style. What's your specialty here at Big City?
It's basically an Oklahoma-Texas combination, and I've blended it a little bit with my own palate. The main thing, though, is they hit consistency in your flavor profile.
Yeah.
And the flavor profile we have right here, the customers seem to really like it.
Yeah. What's your philosophy behind running the restaurant? What's the passion that fuels you every day?
The bottom line is what I tell my staff, we're cooking for a family reunion every day.
Oh, that's awesome.
I tell them every day somebody walks through that door that either just got diagnosed with a terminal illness, just lost a loved one, maybe they're dealing with some horrific drug addiction issues within their family. Not everybody that comes in there is happy. But when they sit down at this table, if you treat everybody the same, there will be a smile on their face, and they'll thank you for having just one good meal. It's just one meal. This is Big Bertha. This little girl here is about 72 years old, and we use this exclusively for the restaurant. And then we gave birth to little Lucille, custom made by a local fabricator. She's just like Bertha, but she came out left-handed, which is the way we wanted it. And we do all our catering meats on this. All this meat here is being held. These are our beef ribs, pork ribs, tri-tip, and these are our pork shoulders. Okay, that's beef ribs.
These are beef ribs, right?
Those are my beef ribs. We got some chicken with some potato salad.
Gosh.
We got some pork ribs with some coleslaw.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This is awesome, Steve. Thank you. What are you gonna have? Try. I'm gonna start here with you. Your beef ribs. That is delicious. That is so good. It's got a little sweet aftertaste, but it's really tangy, really delicious. Falls off the bone. This is your pork rib. It's got smoke ring on that. Isn't that beautiful?
Like I said, it's a nice thin one, tight as can be.
Oh, wow. That is incredible. That is a really good rib. That's awesome.
One of our best sellers is our beans.
Oh, try to. Wow. Is that a special recipe in your beans?
We just keep adding the carryover meat to it in one pot.
Yeah.
It just gets better and better.
So the great distinction, you got the right spoon for it. Gotta have a big spoon with some beans. Oh man. That's outstanding.
What's your hope and dream for yourself in the next 10, 15 years?
Whew, that's a tough question, right? You know, I'm a firm believer, because life has taught me this, Ray, that God's plans are always better than my plans. More evidence right here, right? I didn't know we were eating.
Did you wave your magic wand? Did you wave your magic wand? Steve's pork ribs were amazing. His beef ribs are done in a completely different style, which I love. And that tri-tip is right up there, too.
So what do we got? The hot link mixed in with tri-tip? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, try that. Just that beautiful little charred ring on the outside. Isn't that good? Isn't that good?
And the bread.
Isn't that bread good?
You get fresh bread?
Just a fresh bread, grilled off, little garlic. You know what I think I love about Los Banos, too, is just the rich cultural diversity here. People from different walks of life, rich and poor, and they just sort of meld together, don't they?
They do, and I was thinking about that. You know, the food here is great. The food everywhere around this town. But growing up, you have all these different immigrants, Mexican immigrants, Portuguese immigrants, Italian immigrants, African Americans. Everybody's got their own recipes, their own food. My grandpa was a doctor here in the old house call days. Sometimes people would pay him with ravioli. And that stuff was so good. Or they leave a chicken on the porch. And everybody here has those recipes. I think that's why the food's always been so good in this town, because it's good at home in this town.
Yeah, where are the chickens? Where's the chicken on the porch for us?
I haven't heard them yet.